What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, managing editor, Fightful.com, FightfulWrestling.com. You know what to do. Head there for your pro wrestling news, photos, videos. We got forums, podcasts, all that good stuff. Had some exclusive details today on the Monday Night Raw situation. We'll talk about that, but you guys know, head over to FightfulWrestling.com to get all of that. Got that exclusives tab. Lots of neat stuff over there. We had the Fightful Wrestling Weekly that drops every Friday with about 1,000 words worth of exclusives that you all can check out. Our buddies at Pro Wrestling Unlimited covered that as well. They will be at this weekend's Fighting Spirit Unleashed show for New Japan. Speaking of, Fightful.com has live post shows for Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor Friday. Bellator 206, under the radar, but that's got the Musashi Rory McDonald super fight. It's got Rampage versus Vanderlei Silva 4, Koreshkov versus Lima in that tournament as well. And then Sunday, we have New Japan Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Next weekend's a big one as well. Just check out Fightful.com. And, of course, our subscription service, FightfulSelect.com. I won't go through it all, but, my God, we have added stuff both to the $5 and $10 tiers. Check that out. I am joined tonight by one Alex Pawlowski. And, Alex, tell me what city you're in right now.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
Boy, this is going to be fun. Alex Pawlowski in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee, the scene of the crime. Or
might have to dust off that old keyboard for connecting dots, Alex.
I might have to. I might have to figure out. Well, this is the thing. Aiden said he would reveal all next week. So, gosh, maybe I'll have to cite his sources and see if it's really possible for him to have been in this area at this time.
So a couple of news bits emerged, which we will get to before SmackDown Live. It was confirmed. It was reported by TMZ, and I was able to confirm it with WWE, that Liv Morgan sustained a concussion last night at the hands of Brie Bella. I have talked about this at length, and I'm sure we will talk about it on the list and your boy Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern with Jimmy Van. So I don't want to do a deep dive into this. I will break it down in detail there. But I talked to some people today. They said that Liv Morgan was essentially on autopilot last night, forced her way back in the match. A lot of people saying, where's the ref? Where were people at Gorilla? They were trying, man. Liv forced her way back into the match and essentially had to be physically restrained by Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan. Concussion, who knows how long that can be. That could range anywhere from a week or two to permanent. You never know with a concussion. And we're definitely hoping for the best. Your thoughts on this, Alex?
I mean, obviously, it's not a great diagnosis considering, the protocols that should be followed after somebody gets a concussion in the ring like that. It's just a week from Friday is a Super Showdown. Who knows, if your brain's even still slightly scrambled, what 17 hours on a plane will do to it. So I don't know if the match is in jeopardy. Listen, if it's got to be Ronda and Nikki versus Ruby and Sarah with Liv at ringside and Brie at ringside, maybe that's a suitable thing to do. I mean, obviously that's just speculation, but if that's the way they got to go, maybe that'd be different for everybody.
Yeah, I think that is best for everybody.
Yeah.
Whatever gets Brie out of that match, I think is best for everybody. Bad news for WWE's viewership, and it's hardly the only metric, but still, you never want to hear WWE Raw does the lowest viewership in their history.
Yeah.
And that happened this week.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's not like Steelers versus Tampa Bay was the greatest game in Monday Night Football history.
Well, it certainly wasn't because the Steelers won.
Right, there you go. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the fall doldrums, man. It's just going to be like that.
I agree. Oh, what is this I'm drinking out of, you ask? That's funny. I'm battling a sinus infection. I'm drinking hot tea out of this beautiful Fightful mug, which you can get at FightfulSelect.com. It is a little pricey at times. It's in the champion level tier, $50 tier. However, Every month that you subscribe to that tier, you get your choice. You can pick an alternate commentary for wrestling or MMA. You can choose to be on a podcast with me or the Fightful Select crew, or you can pick our topic for a retro review. You can even hoard them like our boy John Baez did. He wanted to pick the One Night Stand 06 pay-per-view and be on it. He did it. It was a great podcast. It's up now for $10 tier members, up for everybody else on Fightful Select next week. But man, got a bunch of these beautiful mugs sitting downstairs, Alex, and whoo, it just tastes so much better.
Refreshing.
It is. Another bit of news to drop. Kofi Kingston set a record as essentially a tag team championship record.
Yeah.
For duration. This is 954 days, which is incredible. He passes Billy Gunn, who one of the great all-time tag team wrestlers, the Smoking Guns, Billy and Chuck, the New Age Outlaws. I mean, he had a storied career, and when you look back at Kofi Kingston's tag team run, you will remember New Day. But man, he's done it so long, and he's been, I don't want to call him a good hand, because as I learned from having a show with Shane Helms, they don't like that shit.
Yeah.
They don't like that shit. And maybe it's because they get slotted as such. Mm-hmm. But man, he is just the kind of guy you want on your roster.
Absolutely. He's so versatile. I mean, we forget about he spent like most of the beginning of his career doing a Jamaican accent. We were all like, yeah, that seems right. And we found out, oh no, that's not him. And we're like, no, we don't mind that. We don't mind that we were lied to for several years by this guy. We still love him anyway. Do you know offhand how many total tag title reigns that's through?
Technically, I think it's 8. He held the World Tag Team Championship, which was the original titles with Punk. 3 times for the SmackDown tag titles, once with R-Truth, once with Evan Bourne, and twice with the Raw titles with New Day. So 8 times, I believe, and I think Billy Gunn is a little bit more than that. But we have SmackDown Live to talk about tonight, and I got to be honest, Alex, I think that SmackDown Live kicked ass tonight. Yeah, I thought it was a blast to watch. It was a good show, top to bottom, a lot of fun, a lot of different things. I don't know what's gotten into WWE the last couple days with at least being creative for one night, like being able to conjure up stories that are essentially monster of the week stories, which I hate on typical TV shows, but on pro wrestling, I don't mind it as much because sometimes it just makes sense.
Yeah, SmackDown's been uniformly better than Raw for a while, just to watch. And yeah, I'm into all of these little threads they have. They've even interweaving things like the Becky storyline interweaving with the Lana Rusev Day Aiden English storyline.
Boy, was she great tonight.
Yeah, she was. I love that that Truth and Carmella just out of nowhere become my favorite act on the show. I love that they're using that also Miz and Truth and Carmella bleeding into the Miz Daniel Bryan thing. Also highlighting that later tonight on the Mixed Max Challenge you can watch them fight again. That's great. Threading through several storylines is always a good thing.
I'm going to heap praise on this show. Just a lot of good stuff that I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to talking to. We see the setup, R-Truth and Carmella in the ring. Carmella with her new dyed hair, which became a part of the story later. It's Truth TV, and Corey Graves is livid about it, which I thought was a really great addition. Daniel Bryan comes out and is interviewed by R-Truth, who doesn't know what catharsis is. I'm sold on Truth TV because in the middle they had a 7-second dance break, which fits R-Truth and Carmella so well. I did not need Daniel Bryan saying, "You guys have a 7-second dance break."
Yeah, that was.
I didn't need that, but
no, it was bad.
This was a lot of fun. This was good stuff, and R-Truth got it over.
Oh, he totally got it over. Listen, this has been in R-Truth waiting to come out and blossom and become a real thing since he was like, running into the Royal Rumble with a ladder. It's that kind of like he's been oh dang, my bad. It's that's on Truth. That's been a great thing for like years now. And it totally works for him in this character. I did love the whole do you know what catharsis is? Like, of course I know what a catharsis is, but why don't you tell all of these nice people because they don't know. That's always a great gag. I'm always going to pop for that. I love the 7-second dance break, and I appreciate that it was Carmella singing the song they were dancing to.
Yeah. It was good, man. Miz comes out. He's not happy about any of this. And he calls R-Truth an idiot, and R-Truth says, well, I'm an idiot with a show. You don't have one.
Because he beat Miz and says Miz didn't have the title. He took his show.
Yes, which is brilliant.
That should be just a canon from now on.
He just takes things.
Yeah.
Like if he beats Ty Dillinger, he takes his chant.
Something should be on the line in every match. What do we always say? We want stakes in every match. So somebody has a taunt that gets stolen, or a chant, or a piece of gear, a haircut, anything. Put something on the line.
We get big Truth TV chants. This is a great crowd tonight. Miz gets continually frustrated and then gets banned from Truth Talk for life.
Not just banned. Banded.
Miz wants Paige to cancel the show, and Paige says he's going to have to win it back from R-Truth. Daniel Bryan hits commentary. So Let me just say, I obviously spent a lot of time on Twitter today about the Brie Bella stuff.
Yep.
It was incredibly awkward to hear Daniel Bryan talking about kicks on commentary. Because let me tell you, Brie Bella sure as hell knew to turn her hip on those kicks last night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Daniel Bryan breaks down. He says that's why Miz's kicks aren't that hard. He doesn't turn his hips, and he is right. That is true. This is a long elementary segment and match, but Denver's a good crowd. Truth and Miz are both really over, and R-Truth is fine in the ring for his age. Truth does a whippersnapper and then gets a thumb to the eye and eats a skull-crushing finale. And then Miz does this great spot where he eyes Daniel Bryan and then does his running knee. Miz is really underrated from an athletic standpoint. He got some air.
Yes. He really is underrated in a lot of ways in the ring. I love this. I love the staring down of your opponent who's at commentary. Was really well utilized in the NXT women's feud a few months back with Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler. I love that as a spot. It should be used more often, but obviously not so often as it becomes pat and stupid. But I loved it here.
I thought it worked. It was a lot of fun. Decent match, decent segment.
Sure.
Nothing blow away, but it was a harmless pro wrestling entertainment segment that got Miz on TV, furthered a storyline with Daniel Bryan, got R-Truth on TV, got Miz his win back, which, I'm not a big fan of 50-50, but here it's okay because Miz is the guy with the brighter future. It got Carmella on TV too. That way you don't have her disappearing for a couple of months as we had suspected. Charlotte Flair is backstage getting photographed, but Becky Lynch attacks her. Becky is wearing her title belt throughout this entire thing and forces the photographer. Well, he doesn't really even force the photographer. The photographer's just good at his job. She goes, you're going to want to get this. And the photographer's like, you're goddamn right I do.
Yeah.
He's about to take those pictures to Jonah Jameson. Becky was Spider-Man.
Yes.
He was all about it. He's like, hold on. The angle's better over here. This was really good. A good reaction for this too.
Yeah. This to me again rings like they're trying to tell us we shouldn't be rooting for her. Like she just attacks her from behind unprovoked. That's definitely, at least historically, the thing the heel does, and rubs it in her face that now I've got your championship belt and all this kind of stuff. That's traditionally the way WWE has their heels booked. But I feel like now they're like, no, it's okay. You can cheer for that. But it's a weird deal for me. I'm not sure if they're presenting this as a thing knowing that she's going to get a huge pop from the crowd, or are they go like, okay, this is how we're going to get him to boo her. And it's not going to work, guys. You haven't her do bad at to get people to boo.
So, Alex, your connection's going out. I was signaling you, but to no avail. New Day are out and do the Say Something Nice challenge. They say that Cesaro looks like Swiss Jason Statham, but they like his movies, so that's a nice thing. They also say that Sheamus's carpet must match the drapes. That's right. They were talking about his pubes. Right in the pubis. WWE Smackdown Live in 2018. That's the way that we go. Sheamus defeated Big E. This was a pretty good, solid match, but it was a little bit shorter. I didn't get to see as much of it as I liked. There's a hip toss to the floor. After all this pubic talk, we were taking it back to WWF Royal Rumble on the Super Nintendo with that hip toss to the floor. That used to be one of the ways they would eliminate people. I'm down for that. Big E gets a bigger STO, but Sheamus power slams him. And I got to say that both looked really good in this match, especially for Sheamus. The rumors about his health and how long he might have before he's done. And Big E jumping, powerbombing Sheamus was a real sight to behold. That was a good spot. Love the finish. Really big fan of the finish. Sheamus stops a YOLO dive with his knee and then hits the brogue kick for a win. And a real solid brogue kick for the win. Alex, outside of all that great pubic talk, what was the highlight of Big E versus Sheamus for you?
I like these two guys wrestling. They're big hosses smacking into each other, and it's fun to watch because they're both really good at what they do. These wins back-to-back weeks by the Bar only shows that New Day is going to win in Australia because 50-50 booking, but that's fine. I think the Bar. I liked they come out immediately and say, "Hey, the New Day respects the Bar," and I think it's evident from the way they wrestle in the ring that they do. Like it's back and forth. I think it's kind of mutual. These guys recognize that they're the best in the business, at least on this brand, at doing this kind of stuff. So I like that a lot. I'm into this feud. I think that I miss the Usos and I miss NXT sanity, and because they did it in NXT, I know they can do it on the main roster. You've even got Gallows and Anderson. Like there's a lot of people up on SmackDown that can be doing great tag team wrestling. I want to see a full-fledged division, but I do like these guys going at it for a while at least.
I don't know why they bring some of these guys up, like Sanity. Like, what was the purpose? What have they done in that amount of time? There were some spots we don't usually see here. The hip toss over the ropes to the floor.
Yep.
The jumping power bomb.
Yeah.
Sheamus is really getting it in while he can because there are rumors of his physical condition, and I got to say, he's really getting it done in the ring. One of the highlights of this show, Rusev comes out, says that he's angry that Aiden English would dare to turn on him on Rusev Day.
Yes.
Aiden English comes out and says that he feels bad, and he's pleading with Rusev. Like, I'm sorry, Rusev, but I helped make you the biggest star in WWE. And he throws to a video package. And I don't usually like that, but I do believe that Aiden English would do that if I look at him. Then he blames everything on Lana, and I thought Lana cut a great promo as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, what are you talking about? I cost this guy fame. I got him a tank.
That's the end of the argument right there.
Yeah, I got him a tank.
Tank is an argument ender.
A tank. If they were in GTA, they're not getting beat.
Nope.
He got a tank.
6 stars right there.
So Aiden says that Lana is afraid of him telling Rusev about that one night in Milwaukee. Alex, what city are you in?
I am in Milwaukee.
give me the scoop. Usually it's me breaking the news. Usually it's me reaching out. I'm usually the reporter on the scene. I want your wild speculation, which is actually true fact. What happened in Milwaukee?
The last time that SmackDown emanated from Milwaukee was October 24th, 2017. Apparently, Rusev Day, none of the members were on TV that night, which means anything could have happened backstage.
Let's cut it, Alex. Did Aiden English beat them cheeks or not?
I mean, I'm going to say yes. Or here's the thing. I love the idea that Lana, was unfaithful to Rusev, but not with Aiden, but that Aiden was a witness to it.
Cheek beaten in Milwaukee, but not Aiden English. I don't know.
Who knows? Listen, Milwaukee is for lovers. There are lots of romantic night spots. I mean, in October, it's beautiful here. So there's a nip in the air, but it's not necessarily really cold.
Apparently, there were lots of them in the air in Milwaukee.
Yeah, at least
back then.
Yeah.
Aiden English, Lana, maybe not Rusev, and Milwaukee.
I
think you know the truth.
Well, I mean, I have my sources, but I need to find out what. I want to know exactly what Aiden is selling when he reveals all next week, and then we can see if that matches up with all the things that I can find out.
I thought that all three of these people were fantastic in this promo segment. WWE was able to get a Milwaukee chant that carried through the night. Do you know how fortunate I am that chant got picked up, but Biscuit Butt didn't get caught? I had people telling me back then, Vince really wants to get Biscuit Butt over. Yeah. He really wants to get Biscuit Butt over. Yeah. And even the people involved were like, man, this is the shits. They had to do it. Yeah. What can you do when you got a guy going, get them to chant Biscuit Butt? Good shit, pal.
A Denver crowd chanting Milwaukee is just really, really funny.
So, this Milwaukee stuff isn't over. Is it maybe a member of the Brewers?
We don't know.
Is it Ryan Braun?
It would be interesting.
Did he follow the Braun namesake and tear some stuff up?
He's possible, yeah. May have gotten a little injection of his own there.
I think it's possible. Was it Christian Yelich? Something else?
Yeah,
yelling?
He wasn't on the team then, but yes, it's possible. I think anything is possible. Anything.
Was it Mike Moustakas giving Lana the old Milwaukee Moustakas?
Also, not on the team then. We've had a lot of turnover in the last year, but still.
Are these really new players?
Yeah, these are all guys that got traded to us in the past year.
Well, okay.
Really, there's a lot of turnover.
Was it Keon Broxton, whose name is eerily similar to Kayla Braxton? Maybe they're related. I doubt it.
Keon Broxton has been on our team for the past 2 years. I can confirm.
Manny Pena,
it's
hey,
close.
Girl, come get some of this Pena. I'm used to the squatting position. I'm a catcher.
It's possible.
We got to figure this out, Alex.
Yes, it's true. Well, listen.
What kind of show would we be?
You could also go to the website, since I know you're not looking this up, and it's all from memory. You could also not go to the website for the Milwaukee Wave, which is an indoor soccer team.
Oh, come on. She didn't get with a soccer player. Lana would not. She has a dollar store sponsorship. How dare you?
I will say, though, she likes European guys.
Was it Gary Payton? Did she say, GP, are you with me? And he says, oh, yeah.
Well, she may have wanted to get the glove.
Gary Payton III. Whoa, sir. Not that one. Not the glove. Gary Payton II. Sorry. Was it DJ Wilson? Did she look at him and say, hey, DJ? And he goes, I'm your DJ.
Also possible.
All possible.
I'm not willing to rule anything out at this point.
You know what?
Did she get freaky with the Greek freak? We don't know, but we can't confirm or deny.
Well, you know what? I don't think it's Thon Maker because he would say, Maker? I barely know her. All of these are very likely.
But he did have her singing that thon to thon, thon, thon.
We're going to move on. Becky Lynch approaches the dejected Lana backstage. And old Becky McGregor is on that proper 12 whiskey, right? For those of you who don't know, Conor McGregor held essentially a 40-minute whiskey commercial last week at a press conference. And one of his lines is, I run New York, I run this city, I run this country. And Becky Lynch hit him with the, I run this women's division. I like it. I love the attitude. Becky Lynch was perfect. What'd you think?
She's great. She's great. I do also love the idea, just the idea of Milwaukee being the thing everyone's hung up on. Not the possible infidelities, but Milwaukee, huh? Really? Milwaukee. And yeah, they are right to be dubious.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Asuka and Naomi defeated Absolution. I don't know who told Asuka to hit pads the way she was. I'm sure open-handed strikes, yeah, that's not how you hit pads. Asuka knows how to hit pads. I get the feeling Naomi probably didn't know how to hold pads, and that's okay, because that's not something she probably does a lot. But man, that looked bad.
Yeah.
Iconics are on commentary. I like them. I like their horribly, intentionally bad Byron Saxton impersonation.
Yes.
I like how they confirmed that they had a Byron Saxton impersonation, and the other one had to be like, oh, well, let him hear it.
My favorite part of them on commentary was Corey Graves talking about how you've come a long way, and Peyton Royce says, "Oh, thank you. Tell us more." Just so perfectly done. I love these girls. They're great.
Asuka and Mandy Rose are not on the same page in this match early. They just were not a good fit. However, Naomi and Sonya were, and my God, that sliding knee that Sonya gave Naomi was a work of art, as was the double head kick that finished off Sonya.
Yeah.
I was very afraid that they would do something ridiculous like ban head kicks after last night. That was not the case, and boy, Naomi and Asuka nailed a good one. I could do without Sonya getting pinned a lot because I think she can be something very special.
Yeah.
But
I think that of the two, Vince wants to protect Mandy more.
Yes. He wants to protect Mandy more.
Was
it her in Milwaukee? Was Lana missing her like candy? Oh, my God. We figured it out. Right in the pina. Anyway, this was a subpar match at best, and I hate to bring this back to Brie Bella. But when you have a match like this, with the type of offense that we saw, with people like Sonya and Mandy Rose, who combined have less years in wrestling than Brie.
Yeah.
And they're hitting moves, Chris, with the exception of the Mandy Rose stuff at the beginning, but I mean, on a weekly basis, she hits a bicycle knee that looks great.
Yeah.
You have Naomi and Asuka throwing kicks, crisp, looking great. Sonya hitting a sliding knee. I think it's a real indication of why people are where they are and why some things didn't progress when they did.
Agreed.
Ty Dillinger's out. He comes out hot, too. Really attacks Shinsuke Nakamura, but the tides are turned. Nakamura goes for a Kinshasa, gets super kicked and frog splashed. Even though Dillinger's been off TV and beaten over and over again, he still gets a chance, even by pockets of the crowd.
Yep.
Randy Orton interferes and causes a DQ. He sing bombs Dillinger on the table, throws him over the table, into the post, DDTs him on the floor, and then Nakamura Kinshasas him into the LED boards. This was a match that I thought what they did here made a whole lot of sense from a whole lot of perspectives.
Yes.
You got Ty Dillinger on TV. You got him a whole lot of offense in a very short amount of time against the U.S. champion. You got the U.S. champion on TV. You got Randy Orton on TV. You put some question marks up about Randy Orton. You set up a Randy Orton-Ty Dillinger match in the future. You set up another question mark about Orton and Nakamura. And you really emphasize the Orton thing because he's just like, that 10 deal pisses me off.
Right.
I thought this was a beautifully crafted, underrated pro wrestling segment where you're trying to move some stuff forward and you've got a lot of tools to work with. I really like this.
So here's my idea for how they can use Randy Orton for a while. You have a bunch of guys who are just not on TV. Just not on TV for a while. Dillinger has only been like R-Truth's backstage sidekick for like months. If we're going to get Ty Dillinger off TV and not have him on, you could write him off by having him get beat up by Randy Orton and then move on to the next guy who takes some time off because Randy Orton beat him up. Like that's a way of kayfabing guys off TV, although they can stay on the road and do house show matches. But yeah, this is fine. I do want to know more about this Bane and the Joker relationship between Nakamura and Orton. Is it like, I don't know if I really trust you, but I'm not going to get in your way either because you kind of hate the same guys I do. So let's agree to not beat each other up, but at the same time, stay out of my way. I like that. That's cool. That's a new thing. Usually heels become best friends because they're both heels. And I like that these guys are only tangentially related to each other, even though they seem to be kind of working hand in hand.
Yeah. A lot of good about this segment. Becky Lynch defeated Lana. Now, I just want to say this is an average match. And on my match ratings, I'll give this type of match a 5 out of 10. Nothing offensive. I might put in parentheses a short match because even though it went a few minutes, I've maybe enjoyed it as much as some middle-of-the-road 12-minute pay-per-view matches. But that being said, Lana continued to impress tonight.
Yep.
Lana was in the ring with the SmackDown Women's Champion, and at no point did she look out of depth.
No.
And some of that is because she was in there with the SmackDown Women's Champion, who is an exceptional sports entertainer and an exceptional wrestler. Lana tries to talk to Rusev before the match, but I like that when Becky was selling, it was essentially to bait Lana outside of the ring into the guardrail. That made Becky still look street smart while still getting Lana some offense. That is an underrated psychological aspect of professional wrestling. You get Lana some reps in on offense, but really Becky was just doing it to set up her offense really good. Lana has come such a long way. I was really, really impressed by her. She looked good. Yes. And the more she works, and she's been working hard, the more I want to see her on TV, especially with her over the way she is. I have no problems using her in like a Zelina role where sometimes she can wrestle as well. Why not?
Yeah, there's no reason for her. I mean, at this point, let's see where she progresses to. But there's no reason for her to be a full-time, worker. But this kind of thing only proves that she has it in her to become that eventually. And I think that she's absolutely serviceable as the manager for Rusev and can get in the ring in a mixed match in some way, or can throw hands with another another wrestler's valet, whatever. Her and Zelina work really well together. I like this a lot, and you're right. It shows Becky being really smart, and that's good. I want her to stay smart as champ.
After the match, we see Aiden English. He says that he has proof of what happened in Milwaukee.
Yes.
Alex, what happened in Milwaukee?
Listen, we can't confirm or deny anything. Anything is possible at this point. I'm gonna have to figure out what Aiden English is selling before I determine whether or not I am buying.
So he says he's gonna reveal this next week. Do you all have any like Milwaukee tunes, like Petey Pablo for North Carolina? Do you all have any?
Roll out the barrel?
What?
I know. No, listen, Milwaukee is the home of polka. So there's not a lot of stuff
polka. We like the polka, like from Home Alone?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
What were their names?
They were the Kenosha Kickers. Kenosha.
There you go. The Kenosha Kickers.
Yeah, that's a town south of us. But they were headed to Milwaukee. That's why they were able to give Kevin McAllister's mom a ride home.
That's true. Oh my God! It was John Candy.
It's possible.
Mandy Moore. Lana was missing someone like Candy. John Candy. I just wrote your article for you. That's kind of creepy. He's been dead for 25 years.
It's possible that, listen, there are a lot of haunted hotels in Milwaukee. It's possible that Aiden English has video evidence of Lana having sex with the ghost of John Candy. I'm just saying it's possible. We don't know yet.
Vince McMahon wants to protect Mandy more than Sonya Deville.
Yes.
Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore's hit single was I'm Missing You Like Candy. John Candy, a member of the Kenosha Kickers, was on his way to Milwaukee in Home Alone 1.
Yes.
Rest in peace. This is all a sign. The dots have been connected. You're welcome. Go ahead and have other sites say, we don't do this and that. Well, you know what Fightful.com does? We connect the dots because we got it locked down.
Locked down.
Locked down. Whew. Need hosed down after that. Paige and AJ Styles are out for a contract signing, but Joe doesn't come out. Why is that? He's outside AJ's house. Does AJ have a house in Milwaukee?
I believe he lives in Georgia.
Yeah, probably not. Joe wants AJ to call his house, but he doesn't have his phone in the ring, which we also know Baron Corbin leaves his phone backstage an awful lot as well. You remember that where he's like, my phone. So Styles was great because Joe is teasing going up to the door and Styles is begging Joe not to. There's this beautiful sense of urgency in AJ Styles here.
Yes.
Like you didn't have the tough guy act, Alex. You had him saying, man, I'm begging you, please don't do this.
Yes.
Styles was amazing. Joe was amazing. Even Paige was amazing here.
Yes. This was great because it started out with Paige going, hey, so I have some people out here who might be able to stop things if things go crazy, but you all know how these things wind up. People sign the thing, then the table gets thrown, so it's chaos. I love that Paige is willing to come out and point out the tropes of wrestling TV because it shows she's one of us. I think that's really great. And it was a deliberate misdirect for what happened later in the segment, which is great. I love that we still get, anytime AJ Styles is in the ring, somebody has to be up on the Jumbotron saying, AJ, hey, AJ, up here. It has to happen. Also, as part of the stuff that I guess it was Samoa Joe live via satellite. I don't know if we've got the truck to go with him. It was a weird deal that he could hear AJ and AJ could hear him. My favorite part of the whole thing, though, was zooming in very close on the mailbox, which says Styles. And AJ immediately going, he's at my house. He's at my house, Paige. Like, yeah, champ, we got that from you putting giant block letters saying Styles on your mailbox.
It would have been funny if Paige goes, you're in my house right now.
That's so good.
In the middle of all that.
That is so good. This is all great. If your coworker is like dangerous enough and psychotic enough that he's going to stalk your family, like, isn't that a matter for HR? Like, we can't stop this guy from going to your home and possibly murdering your family. It just feels like in a 2018 setting, this is definitely somebody else has a phone. Somebody else should call Wendy. Shouldn't Kevin Dunn call Wendy? Somebody's got a phone backstage and they're watching this happen. Don't just let him murder the family. That's crazy. There's a lot of like little tiny threads you can pull to make this whole thing collapse. But I don't care because we got an honest to God smash to black cliffhanger. Daddy's home. And listen, if it's Samoa Joe doing it, I'm a huge Samoa Joe guy, so that guy can do no wrong in my book.
Well, the highlight of this great episode of SmackDown was us figuring everything out.
Yes, and exactly. As we said, Lana most likely had sex with the ghost of John Candy in Milwaukee. Like 80% chance.
Yes. This is amazing what we were able to do.
Yeah.
Lana is cheating. I'm tweeting it right now. Lana is cheating on Rusev with the ghost of John Candy. Bam, you all were a part of history. The scoops are out.
Yep.
The scoops are out. Scoops of candy even. My God. SmackDown Live was a very, very good watch this week. Guys, please hit us with a thumbs up, with a subscribe. I want to thank you all for bearing with me over the last 2 weeks. We're not done tonight, but the last week or so I've been under the weather. But, you know, I'm still here for you guys. Just like I will be Friday. Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. Me and Carlos Toro. Saturday night, looks like me, Joe, and James Lynch on that Bellator post show. Sunday night, don't know who's joining me. We got Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Alex, you know what it means when we have some time left in the show, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler once traded.
I just love it. He's like, I've been through Tibbs once. I don't need any more of it. Like, just is this actually like, it wouldn't, because Tibbs was there last year. Yeah, 2 years in a row of Tibbs after he ran him into the ground. Nah, don't need any more of that.
I mean, he ran a lot of people into the ground.
Look, listen. Coach Tibbs should be investigated for assault. Like he went out and signed Luol Deng, who he ran into the ground so much the poor guy had to get a botched spinal tap. Like it literally killed the man. And Luol Deng's like, I'm so desperate to play basketball, I will go back and play for you. That's a very codependent coach and player relationship right there.
Oh my God, Alex.
Yes.
Macaulay Culkin has made several wrestling-related appearances.
That's true.
Oh my God. This is so much deeper than we thought.
It is. It runs so deep.
Including, as I see, a picture of him thumb wrestling with Braun Strowman.
My God.
Who was Braun's namesake?
Ryan Braun.
Where does he play baseball, Alex?
Milwaukee.
Again. Why do you all even watch other shows?
You shouldn't.
Why do you all even bother? I have Alex on here for the stage experience, the acting experience. He's really good at plugging some of these holes or really exposing some of them. My God, I'm out there just talking to people every day for you guys, trying to find out, digging. I got wrestlers that go off on me that I have it out with. Why do you want to know this? Well, because I want the beautiful viewers of Fightful.com to know. That's why. Bringing you guys experience. Joe Kenda's getting canceled from Investigation Discovery. Jimmy Van, you're going to have to up the price for Sean Ross Sapp and Alex. The Milwaukee detectives, I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to call ourselves that, Alex. We aren't like credentialed or anything.
No, but I mean, why not?
Oh my God. Guys, thank you all so much. Tune into The List and your boy Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, please subscribe, hit that bell, but most importantly, let the people know about us. We have FightfulSelect.com. I can run down some of that service for you right now. Raw Retro Review from 2010, the Nexus debut. That was a good time, but that $5 tier gets you a Fightful bumper sticker, access to news bits that I post early, 2 Q&A shows a month, a monthly retro review show, 2 Fightful outtake and behind-the-scenes clips, a weekly show, The Weekender, where I review Being the Elite, Lucha Underground, MLW, hopefully, Ring of Honor, Impact. And I give you all exclusives and talk about the injury report. You have a weekly NXT 205 Live Mae Young Classic review, bi-weekly dark match commentary shows. UFC rankings breakdowns every time they come out. A monthly, if it were a work, if it were a shoot show. You get a monthly back in the day clip, which is something I'm doing. Monthly alternate fight commentary. Access to our members only archives. You go one tier up, $10. You get a copy of Jimmy Van's ebook, which you can't get anywhere on the cheap anymore. You get a copy of that. You get the SRS paper mask, which I am just thrilled about. Early access to What Making a Finisher, Wikipedia fact check, lots of articles we do. Monthly archived match footage from Jimmy Van where we do commentary over it. Access to Stupid People Extended. You get to submit questions that I might use in interviews coming up. We have a Fightful shirt. When you stay on for 6 months, you get to pick whatever shirt you want. And now I've mentioned that I filmed with Vince Russo back in March about a number of topics. Twice a month, at least for the next year, I'll be posting Russo reveals clips, as you all saw in the Listing Ya Boy last year. Stories from Vince, how he feels about certain wrestlers, stuff from TNA, from WWF, all the way back from WCW as well. That is on that $10 tier as well. On up, $50 tier, you can guest on a podcast, you can get a mug, you can pick topics, lots of cool stuff. That is the simplest way to support Fightful.com. Just check it out. Somebody says your yellow poster behind you is crooked. It is a little bit crooked. I need to fix that. But Alex, what do you got going on this week?
Well, at midnight tonight, I turned 39.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tonight?
Yeah, at midnight tonight. This is my last, now in Central Time, 2 hours left of being 38 before I turn 39. I'm officially very, very, very old. And yeah, my mom's in town, and me and my daughter and my wife and my mom are going to go out and do something tomorrow, so that should be fun.
Nice.
But yeah, it's not bad.
Everybody wish Alex Pawlowski a happy birthday. I'm very happy with basically the talent retention we've had at Fightful.com. You've been here since the beginning.
Beginning.
So what, since you were 36?
36 turning 37, yeah.
Hey, it still counts.
Yeah.
It still tallies them up.
Yeah.
Everybody wish Alex a happy birthday, as I, of course, do as well. Follow him at Pawlowski the Fourth. Follow me at Sean Ross Sapp. What do you guys want us to talk about in the extra time on these shows? I want to hear it from you. Leave a comment below on YouTube. I want to know. Until next time, we're out.